Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This can be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Because this is a general read, this is not a personal read. Keep in mind that tarot is a tool, it is not the final rule. So it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. All contributions are appreciated and all are welcome on this channel. Hope you all are doing wonderful and great. Okay. The download that I have is that lessons will be learned, lessons will be observed, and lessons will be learned. The download that I have collected from Spirit is lessons will be learned and lessons will be observed. Spirit is clearly speaking of the different changes within the world, within the economy in the last 6 years that has taken place, prior to 6 years, and moving forward. Lessons will be learned and lessons will be observed is the download. We are constantly giving examples. We are constantly giving confirmation that there is a higher power working on our behalf in many different ways. We are constantly being given and shown examples that we are being supported from our ancestors, from our spirit guides. Doesn't matter what your belief system is, all is welcome on this channel. Some acknowledge this fact and some are oblivious to the fact. Lessons will be learned and lessons will be observed. Spirit is also saying, trust and know that the changes that are occurring are for your highest good, and that a place will be weaving and woven for you. A place will be weaving and woven for you. A place will be weaving and woven for you. Things are changing, new things are developing, but you must trust and know and understand that there will be a place and a space woven for you within the fabric, within planet Earth, within the changes being made, within the adjustments being made. As the dismantling will continuously occur, everything is where it needs to be according to previous actions that has been taken. There is a bigger picture to view. There's a bigger focus to pay attention to. Balance is being restored for all. This does not only apply to one person in a particular demographic or tax bracket. This does not apply only to one particular classification. Does not matter about your upbringing, where you live, where you work, whether you attend college or you have not. Changes are occurring repetitively, and they are supposed to. Many are stepping into the energy of being frantic and panicking instead of finding ways to go within the flow of change. Lessons will be learned and lessons will be observed. Those who are in observation are the ones who will not be learning the lesson. And those who are learning the lessons will be observed, vice versa. There are plenty of options, though you are not able to see what those options will be for you in your future. There are plenty of options and opportunity for you, your family, your friends, and your loved ones. Everything is not meant to be seen. Everything is not meant to be known. But you must trust that there is a higher purpose and power working for you on your behalf. Doesn't matter who you are or what your belief system. Now is the perfect time to spend time on going within. Now is the perfect time to spend time on reflection. So many are focused on the pinnacle, but there are a lot of different levels, there are a lot of prerequisites required of everyone. Everyone is focused on the money. There's talk about the money, how to maintain the money, how to keep the money, how to get rich quick to the money. But there are a lot of prerequisites. They're saying prerequisites like those are courses that you take prior to being accepted in college. So there are a lot of prerequisites. There are a lot of steps and things to be considered. Spirit is saying we're so hyper focused on the monetary pursuit. Money is only energy. Money does, give you options, but it's only energy. And to be mindful of your energy. Everyone's hyper focused on the pinnacle. They're telling me to hold up the first three cards that I have in my hand, and they're all pinnacles. Everyone's hyper focused on the pinnacle, but no one is concerned about the prerequisites of maintaining the pinnacle. So, what surrendering trauma, surrendering any, false beliefs that you may have developed in your upbringing as a child, in your childhood, as even in adulthood, any false narratives, any false ideas about life, who you are, what's valuable, what's important. A surrendering needs to take place on what is valuable to you, what is important to you. Many will chase their tails trying to hold on to what they have because they're choosing to disregard the prerequisites. You're focused on the money, but what about the prerequisites? What about building a relationship with yourself? What about establishing what's most important? Especially for those large entities that choose to step on what they call the small people in order for them to maintain. The changes that are happening are not only affecting your local nine to five workers, but everyone is being affected worldwide, even the celebrities, millionaires, billionaires, etc. The effect is trickling down. There is a bigger, larger divine purpose at play, but everyone is focused and too focused on the pinnacle. Everyone's conversation is about the pinnacle, and the conversation is repetitive because no one is talking about the prerequisites in order to maintain the money that you make. No one is focused on making sure that they live their life within a proper balance. Everything needs to be done within a balance. It's like people want to skip a course. We're here on planet Earth to learn. It's like people want to skip a course and everyone is in a rush to reap the material wealth, which is illusional gain. It'll suit your soul temporarily, but not forever. It will never sustain the soul. Material wealth is illusional gain. And this trickle down effect is affecting everyone. At first, the conversation started out talking about food stamps and government assistance, but it's trickling down to everyone. They're telling me to repeat it. So those in authority to assume to affect one group or one demographic, everyone is feeling a pinch. It's because the changes that need to be established and need to be experienced needs to be something that is fair for all parties involved. Every human being living on the planet. It cannot be one-sided. The scales cannot be tipped. They're saying it's been that way for too long. There's been so much imbalance taking place on many levels worldwide, on many levels in many areas. Everyone is abundant. Now I'm hearing there is no minimum wage. Everyone is abundant. It is time for people to receive their just due. It is time for people to receive their fair share. And the effect will trickle down until the right people in the right places receive the message. Just through observation, if you choose to be still, collective, they're saying you don't have to be confused. Just through observation and taking time, small time in your day, just to reflect. Whenever you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed about any changes that is taking place, any concerns you have, they're saying something about being still. Maybe it's not meditation for you. Maybe it's not prayer for you. Maybe you just like being alone or having some quiet time. They want us to start doing more of that. Whatever works for you, they're saying. Whether it's prayer, meditation, reading scripture, going for a walk, or maybe just being alone. If it's for 5 or 10 minutes to yourself. It's something about being able to receive clarity. Because in reality, there is no confusion. Everything is right here in your face, is present, is taking place, and it has a greater purpose and intentions at hand. Humanly speaking, we are all human beings. We're also having a spiritual experience here on planet Earth. And even though there are people in particular who may give you the illusion that they are in control, they're giving you an illusion that they are in control, especially when you like to vote and take poll on who will be selected. Everyone has an authority over them, collective. And so those who think that they are in control, and you may feel that they may live a life where they can wear a smirk on their face because they are assumed to be wealthy or be in a position where there is plenty. Spirit is saying, trust and know the trickle down effect is hitting everyone. Everyone is feeling some kind of change or adjustment. It's just not it's beyond what you're hearing and seeing, collective. There are things happening behind the scenes that you are unaware of. Because the adjustments that they are trying to make aren't about balance. It's imbalance. And at this time, Mother Earth, Gaia, the ancestors are working on behalf, the seeking of justice, of balance being restored, fairness for all involved, a fair decision and ideas for all parties involved. Does not matter what your nationality is, where you live, where you from. So when you are boxing with a higher power who has already confirmed what is necessary and what is required, and you try to go against what is law, spiritually speaking, it's going to work out just fine, collective. It's going to work out just fine. Doesn't matter who you are or whatever challenges you are dealing with. There may be people in position whom are trying to only allow the wheel of fortune to move only for certain people. But that is not the requirement on this timeline. The requirement is fairness, balance restored in many areas for all parties who are involved. And that is including you, your family, your neighbors, your loved ones. Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, the elements. Ashe. So it does not matter. That's why you're hearing a constant back and forth. And right now, the wannabe powers right now, there's stirred confusion. There's a back and forth action. There's a back and forth motion. The pendulum is going from left to right. From left to right. Sometimes up, down, east, west, north, south, however you want to refer to it. The pendulum is swinging in so many directions. That means that there will be no success in the way that they desire it to be. The ancestors, we all have ancestors. We all have spirit guides. We all have our own individual spiritual team. The divine, Mother Earth, is not in agreement. They are not concurring with what is being presented. And no matter how much, as I hold this picture, and you see these books here, and there's books here, and you see her pointing at the cards, but look, what about this? And I tried this plan, and what if we do this and we can up the ante over here, and then we can take this away and take this out of the schools and change this in the job, and then we can make this happen and make them have to qualify for this, and we can make it tighter over here and tougher over here and raise the prices. There's a higher power working on our behalf, collective, and they're not satisfied. I said a higher power. So there's a back and forth that you're hearing. A lot of chatter, a lot of conversations, a lot of topics as they're trying to close my throat chakra, but it won't happen. Ashe. Because they are frazzled and they're running, chasing their tail. It's not working. You will see some things proceed, but not all that you see will come to pass. That's why when I did the reading, I think that was last week, I think I did 2 of them. And the message was, let them know that don't be so hyper focused and overwhelm and stress yourself and sitting watching the tail light vision and allowing it to stress you or overwhelm you. Not everything, but some things. Not everything, but some things will come to pass, and some of them won't. Some of them will come to pass, and many of them won't. They won't pass the course. They won't make it to the deadline. They don't fit. They don't fit. They're not qualified. Not at this time. It's enough of imbalance that has taken place. It's enough corruption that has taken place. Relax and hurry up and just wait. Relax, collective. Relax with the hermit energy. Be easy, be still. Check the scoreboard. I talked about that. You can check the scoreboard. It only take a minute to glimpse and see what team is leading in any sports. It only take a minute. But don't oversaturate yourself and having these conversations repetitively, day in, day out, complaining about what the price of something is, complaining about some kind of change. If you're experiencing something in your family, work on it, but you don't have to wake up every day of your life complaining or engaging in conversations about it. You want to be careful with that. That can lower your vibration. You want to be careful with that. That can lower your vibration, your frequency, put you and keep you in that stressful panic mode, clutching your pearls, unable to receive clarity. You want to be careful with that. You don't want to sit and consume anything that is projecting negative energy. You don't want to consume too much of it. Whether it's someone you're talking to, someone calling your phone, maybe you have a family member or a friend who wants to call you and treat you like you're a waste dump site. They want to dump all their problems and issues onto you repetitively, and it can become stressful. It doesn't mean you don't care, but sometimes you just want a break. You want a break, you need a break, from the complaining, the nagging, that this is going to happen, that is going to happen. It's just a goal to pull on your chakras. It's a goal to get you out of alignment, but only if you allow it. You have full control of what you choose to give your attention to. You have full control. Get into the habit of walking away. If it's not something positive, you already know what's going on. We all, we live in different spaces and places. We have different lives. You're aware of what's taking place in your life. We all are living in our own worlds within a larger world, planet Earth. That's why we all are uniquely, individually, divinely created. We're supposed to be different. We're supposed to have different knowledge and information, different experiences. That is natural. But get into the habit, if something is overwhelming you or you already know about it, it makes no sense and it will bring no peace to sit up and just complain or be around people who are just complaining. What's in your control is you. And there's a lot of things that is out of our control. So if there's adjustments need to be made personally, and it's different for everyone, then work on that personally within you and your family. Take it to God, pray, meditate, whatever works for you, chant, whatever. But to spend every beating moment of the gift of life that you're given, refraining, which means repeat, it won't bring any resolution or solution to your situation. It will really stress you more. And this is a time I'm pretty sure you are desiring more peace within and more peace within your home as well. I'm hearing peace within the home. Be mindful of having these conversations around children, talking about bills, what's owed, and that you're worried. Spirit is saying they understand you have concerns, but there's someone who speaks about their situations. Children are smart naturally, but one thing a parent or guardian should not do is not speak about the business in front of the little ones. It can impact them in many ways. It can shake up their nervous system. It can interrupt their ability to sleep, their ability to communicate, to think, to be able to go to school and enjoy their school day and have peace of mind. Be mindful. Learn how to have your conversations. This is for somebody needs to hear it in private, away from the little ones, away from the little people. And they will repeat what they hear. Okay? We don't need the 7 and 8 year olds going to school repeating, what's taking place at the house. Yeah, we don't need that. And that can shake them up, really impact them in their development. It can really impact them. So be mindful. And you walk away. This is for somebody in particular who does this, and they do it and they're very loud and just very careless with it. It's impacting your children. Do not speak around them about private grown-up responsibility. Take your spouse, yourself, your Bible, or whatever, and go in your room or somewhere and have a discussion about that. But wait till they're asleep or wait till they're not around. Be mindful of speaking around children about stresses and worries that's going on, no matter what your situation is. Because they are being impacted. You don't want to break, hurt their little hearts or create trauma that can be avoided, or them growing up with patterns, of lack or being afraid or being in fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Be careful. That is coming through so strong. That there are a lot of people, speaking this in front of their children. Someone I knew told me that she was overwhelmed and stressed. She was going through a separation. And she said every day she read a scripture in her Bible. And she said she wouldn't stop reading. She just kept reading every day. And as she began to move forward, things got better for her. Things got lighter for her. Just from reading scripture. She said she was very overwhelmed and stressed. And I used to wonder why when I see her, she would look like concerned, but it changed all of a sudden. She started to be more happy. I saw it, but I didn't know personally until she shared it with me. And she said, I just started reading scripture. She said, I was going through this and going through that. She said, I just started reading the word. I was like, really? She was like, yeah, true story, collective. She said, I'm telling you, it works, it works, it works. She said, I did it every day. Every day. So if you're desiring peace, the Six of Swords is moving forward to a calmer situation. Find you some kind of ritualistic practice, whatever works for you, not anything that I named, but whatever works for you. Only you know what works for you. Nobody can tell you that. Something to calm you down and something to also bring you a sense of peace that this too will pass. Some kind of reassurance. It could be dancing for you. I've heard some people say dancing does something for them. Okay, it could be dancing, maybe putting on your favorite song and dancing around your home or whatever. But this energy is coming up a lot. This energy is coming up so much to let the people know that it's going to be okay. And this is a moment in time. This is a page in a book. This is a sentence in a paragraph. This is a letter in a word. This is just a moment in time. This too will pass. This is just a moment in time. And you may say, well, it's a long moment. It's just a moment. A moment. A page in a book, a sentence in a paragraph, a letter in a word. Don't ever feel or think that you're not loved. Doesn't matter what your circumstances are while you're watching this read. Don't ever feel or think that you are not loved or you are forgotten. Don't allow yourself to go to the pity party. Ignite the light within you and fight in the right way to not give up. Take one day at a time, collective. One day at a time. Each day you're given. Thank you, God, for another day. Take it moment by moment. Take it moment by moment. And if there's anyone around you who is not of assistance, who's uninspiring, who's being not of assistance, who's weighing you down, then that is someone you need to also remove from your presence if you are in the energy of not feeling your highest. Right now, maybe you're experiencing some things, especially financially. Let's be honest, if anyone is going through any kind of hardship where they are in lack or they feel they are in lack, the last thing that you need around you is anyone, doesn't matter, family, friend, your woman, your man, who doesn't want to contribute. And when I say doesn't want to contribute, they're not doing nothing but just watching you sweat, watching you stress, watching you seek, watching you search, watching you make phone calls and trying to network and find this and do that. They're just watching you sweat. You don't need anyone around you. This is the message, collective, who's not being of assistance to you. There's no point. If you're busy working towards the pinnacle, someone who's not contributing will hinder or stop this from coming your way. That means you have someone around you who is a taker, a user, a leech. And we're not talking about people who may be disabled. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about people, children. We're not talking about that. We're talking about adults, healthy, functioning adults who may be in a living situation or connected to someone who's having a hardship and they're not contributing. They're watching you sweat. They're watching you worry, stress, talk about what's needed. But they're not offering any ideas. Because if you don't have the money, sometimes you can offer ideas. It's just like if a person is hungry and they don't have the money, or they're with somebody who needs food and they don't have the money to get the food. The next thing that person could do is find a food pantry and say, well, I don't have the money, but I can go to this pantry and get this food and take it home to my family. Let's talk about it. Well, I don't have no money, but since I'm in the store and I'm getting ready to buy me a drink, you know what? I can get some tissue and soap for the house. These are real situations. People have different lifestyles that take place. Instead of leaving it all on one person to stress and worry and wonder. Because there are situations where a person may not have it financially to give, but there's a lot of things they can do to contribute. So anyone around you who's not doing anything but maybe asking you for your car keys while you sit in the corner somewhere and mope, this is what somebody need to hear. Maybe ask for your car keys while you sit and mope. They already know you got issue going on, but I just need to see your car. Let me see the keys, babe. Let me see the keys. I just need to go do this real quick, babe. Let me see the keys. I just need to go do this real quick, babe. This is what somebody need to hear. Be mindful of that. Because they will block this. They will block all the money, all the opportunity. They will block it. And one thing I must say, there are some people who are very wise and respectful. Hold on, I'm going somewhere with this. And you could be someone who needs some help, some advice. It could be a whole lot of things. Maybe you want somebody to pull an application for a job. This could be just about anything you're desiring, collector. There are people in this world, and you can't get mad and make a lot of sense. If you do get mad, you'll be all right. If you ask them for help with something, they'll be slow to move because they know that you have someone around you who is using you, leeching off of you, who is a strong, grown, able body. And they could be contributing to you, but they're not. And so sometimes, not all the time, it's not that people don't want to help. They see and recognize that there's a strong, grown, able, adulting body around you, leeching and using you, and you're allowing it. And you'll keep going to them, asking and wondering. It's not that they don't want to help you. They see that you are allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. And so a person could have the mindset, I'm going to help this person. But then they could see that this person don't need no help. Oh, they're in the situation because They got baggage with them. That's baggage. When you have someone around you watching you suffer, watching you stress, watching you go through and they're not contributing. And it doesn't have to be a lover. It could be somebody you took into your household. It could be a lot of different situations. So put it where it resonates. If the shoe fits, wear it, lace it up. But this is the message. And so it's not that that person don't want to help you. They see what you are allowing into your life and that you are not being serious about what you're asking of them. So it's not that they don't want to help. They figure, why should I? They got all kind of people just chilling. All these grown, able people. That's for somebody who needs to hear that. Maybe you've been seeking some kind of information or assistance and you wondering or you're wondering or you're feeling like somebody isn't trying. It's not that they're not trying, and it's not that they want to see you down. They see that you are allowing someone to watch you sweat and watch you suffer, and it's not right and it's not fair. So why should they lift a finger to help you? And whatever you receive, you're passing it to the same person who's doing nothing now. I hope y'all got that. I believe you did. If that's not your story, that's someone you know, collective. Take what resonates. Someone you know could be going through that. You may know someone who's going through that, who allows people or someone, friend, family member, lover, whomever, to do nothing while they sweat and stress by themselves. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. That's not fair to anyone. But you can't get mad when you're out here doing all the work and the people you're asking to help you, they see that you're being a fool. Yeah, I said it. And they're like, I don't mind giving or assisting, but if I help this person, they're just going to give it to the person that's taking advantage of them. So be mindful of that, collective. Someone stopping your wheel of fortune, from coming into your life, hindering and stopping up things from coming your way, blessings and opportunity, because you're allowing them to do nothing. When it's one, okay. When it's two, look, it should not be. When it's 3, 4, 5, 6, oh, y'all really should be sticking together and throwing down. Don't allow anyone to live on you or be around you and they holding back and they're not contributing. And I really picked that up. Somebody always wants some, babe, let me see your keys. Let me see your keys. Let me see your keys. Let me make this run. Let me. Stop going for the games. Somebody giving you a sexual moment, a fleeting moment, and you still got all these situations you got to take care of, all these responsibilities, and he or she still isn't contributing. That's what somebody like to use encounters to persuade and manipulate their partner so they can have their way. Meanwhile, you're stressing and indulging in vices, heavy indulging, drinking, whatever it is you partake in. All shooken up, nervous system all imbalanced. And they're having a field day doing nothing. No telling who they really involved with and who this person is dealing with. They're having a field day. That's for somebody in particular. No one wants to be in the Five of Pentacles. This is the energy of feeling like you're left out. Like maybe someone is keeping something from you as well. That is not love when someone watches you sweat and suffer. And if a person is in a condition where they can't contribute and they know that the situation is strenuous, is stressful, they should remove themselves. If they really care about you, they should look you and say, you know what? I can't contribute. I see what you're going through is tough right now. You know what? I'm not going to sit here in your face and lean on you like that. I'm going to go on about my business. It's not love to watch someone sweat and suffer. It's not. It's not. It's a whole nother energy. That's a selfish energy, thinking of themselves and what they can gain and how to make themselves number one, how to make themselves on top, fulfilling their own needs. This could even be someone who watches you cry and get emotional, male or female. Men cry too. This could be someone who watches you get emotional. And manipulates you with fleeting sexual moments. They know you will go off to sleep and be tired, and then they can say, babe, I need your keys. I got to make a run real quick. So while you're expressing what needs to be done, you're communicating what needs to be done, and they are also aware. But they're showing you how they feel about you in your situation. And it's not love. To watch someone suffer is not love. And if you know that they are going through a hardship and you want to just take, that is not love. That is not love. That is a whole different energy. Here's Damon. Here's Damon right here. That's a whole nother energy, babe. That is selfish. Selfish. And they're that one. Let me pull you a drink. Let's go get us a drink, get us a smoke. It'll be all right, baby. It'll be all right. Yeah, we take care of it. Don't worry about that. Didn't I tell you don't stress, don't trip? You tripping. We gonna take care of that. We gonna take care. And day after day is passing. Day after day is passing. And you're finding yourself in the same loop. In the same situation. Balance again. So give yourself justice by practicing self-preservation and not allowing this person to take advantage anymore. Especially if you are a parental figure. Some of you may be, some of you may not. Be mindful of that. Life is enough by itself. Everyone's doing the best that they can. And nobody needs any extra weight, any extra situations. So give yourself the justice. Give yourself the balance. Balance is out here 3 times. 3 times. Three times. Balance, 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 balance. Everything has to be done with proper balance. Things we indulge in. Everything has to be done within balance. And when situations become too much, overbearing, Spirit is just saying for you to choose yourself, collective. Choose yourself. Don't break your own heart. Don't spend your life breaking your own heart. You are the MVP. You are the one who matters. Save yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, you may be someone who feels, for some of you, not all of you, that there is something that you feel that you may need a particular person in order to live a certain lifestyle or feel a certain way. But Spirit is saying no one can feel that void. No one can feel, make you feel true love. No one but you. But you have to go within to figure that out. Only you can love yourself for real. And that way you can magnetize the right people or person to love you in return. But the true, real love comes from you, comes from, your originality of you, of who you are authentically. No one outside of you can love you wholeheartedly. And each time that you choose to rely on someone or something outside of you to love you wholeheartedly, you end up with disappointment. You have to love you first, and that will reflect and it will allure and attract and magnetize the right people, places, and opportunities into your path in your life. Mistakes will happen. Lessons will be learned. Lessons will be learned and observed. But the major lesson, the whole objective of this read, is Spirit wants you to know the difference between what you're feeling now, the Five of Cups, overindulging, having a pity party, maybe self-esteem being lowered, you're feeling broken, sad, depressed, emotionally overwhelmed. But Spirit wants you to learn the lesson of how to overcome, but for people to observe you winning. The Six of Wands is someone overcoming a major battle, someone having a breakthrough in their life or being honored or celebrated. You celebrating your success, but other people celebrating you as well. And Spirit wants you to know that you have an opportunity to be the one who will be being victorious, as someone being successful, as someone having a breakthrough. You have that opportunity now, collective. So you have a choice each and every day. You can control yourself, and that's all that is needed and required. Be mindful of what you give your energy and empower to, but don't allow anyone to weigh you down, even heavier than what you feel you may be. If you know you have situational circumstances going on that are unbearable, or, don't allow anyone to come and use you or take advantage of you. And you already know there's imbalance taking place that you're uncomfortable with, or that you're dealing with, or you're trying to figure out. And this could be anything in your life, because everyone's life is different and people are dealing with different things. So this message isn't to be sarcastic. This message is the channel message through source, through the divine. There are no other intentions on my channel but to intrigue a spark in you that will pivot you in a direction that is for you. to go in your own timing, not in my timing, but your timing. May you be intrigued to find a spark within you for your highest good, not your lowest, but your highest. There are no other intentions on this channel. So this concludes the read. Later.